Dr. Suu Kyi, can I just ask very quickly whether you've been able to advance your position on the Rakhine issue, whether you're willing to support citizenship for Rohingya people?
I have said that citizenship will be granted in line with the citizenship laws. So I understand that the Minister for Immigration said that they were looking into it, and those who have been here 2 generations will be granted citizenship. So I think this is something you must take up with his department to see how far they have got.
What's your own view about what should happen?
I think what is absolutely necessary now is rule of law. I understand that unrest is spreading, that communal violence is spreading, and if we are to stop it, the people will have to feel secure. Until they feel secure, they will not be prepared to sit down to talk about peace or understanding or mutual respect or any of those things. So we need full security in the region, and we need rule of law in the sense that any violations of human rights or of the law must be dealt with quickly and in line with the basic norms of justice. That is to say, justice must not only be done but seen to be done, so that people will feel secure that their rights are going to be protected.
Well, the discrimination against Rohingya, which has been institutionalized for so long, I mean, can you end that quickly?
No, things like that don't end quickly. I think it would be very unrealistic to think that discrimination, which comes from rooted perceptions, will vanish overnight. Discrimination, of course, has been part of the official policy of the past governments for decades, and not just against the Muslim population, but also against the Buddhist population in the provinces. I understand that Buddhist Rakhine also have had problems about getting national registration cards, which are necessary for a lot of work that you need to get done on a day-to-day basis in this country.
Do you accept the Rohingya are a special case there, because the discrimination against them has been, not having citizenship, not being able to move about, that their status is an urgent matter?
I think that human rights is special to every single human individual. I don't think you can say that human rights should be limited only to a particular community.
Will you urge your supporters to accept the idea that Rohingya should be citizens of this country?
I will support the idea that those who are entitled to citizenship under the citizenship laws should be given citizenship.
But the law is unjust.
Well, that is, I've always said that there are 2 steps to rule of law with regard to citizenship. First of all, you have to find out whether citizenship has been granted in line with existing laws, and secondly, whether existing laws are in line with internationally acceptable standards. So this is something the government will have to look into.
And
of course, the legislature
surely you can't accept a law that leaves an entire group of nearly 1 million people out of citizenship. That must be, in your view, that must be unjust, surely.
I think the question is, does it leave 1 million people out? And why are they left out? I don't think I can say I agree with this or I agree with that when I have not been supplied with any kind of statistics to show who are entitled under what law and why those who are not entitled are considered not to be entitled. How can we make spot judgments like that?
But you have exceptional moral leadership here. You're urging for tolerance, for accepting
Yes,
of a people who are disliked.
I'm urging tolerance, but I do not think one should misuse one's moral leadership, if you want to call it that, to promote a particular cause without really looking into the basic, the sources of the problems. I know that people want me to take one side or the other, so both sides are displeased because I will not take a stand with them. But my stand is that first let us establish rule of law and let's make people feel secure. And then let's look into the other problems, because if people are killing one another and setting fire to one another's houses, how are we going to come to any kind of reasonable settlement?
You're not used to getting press criticism, but you must have noticed the comments in the international media saying...
No, I've always had press criticism.
You failed on this account because you haven't spoken out.
Oh, I won't speak out. And if people think that this is a failure, I'm ready to accept it. I won't speak out because I do not think it will help the situation. And I don't think you should speak out or not speak out because of the possibility of criticism. You speak out or you don't speak out because you think this is the right line to take. And by the way, I must remind you that I'm used to press criticism. I've come in for a lot of press criticism over the last 2.5 decades, and I don't know why people think I haven't.
I think on the issue of the Rakhine, you've got huge numbers of people here in Burma saying they should be driven out of the country. And people are saying, surely you of all people should be coming forward saying, you can't say that.
You can't say that. As I say, rule of law. You just don't drive people out without reference to what the laws of the land are, and without reference to what the needs of human rights are.
And I mean that more publicly, coming out saying we shouldn't say this.
I have said this often enough, but also not forgetting that the Buddhist Rakhine have also been subjected to human rights violations by the authorities in the past, and of course both communities have violated human rights with regard to one another.